As the sun sinks and the savanna shifts from gold to bronze and then to inky black, a small, compact figure stirs as if the night itself were its cloak. It is the honey badger, the ratel. No creature so tiny carries a legend so vast, fearless to the point of recklessness, stubborn to the point of refusing surrender. In a world ruled by enormous fangs and claws, it moves as though size has never been a constraint, only a curious footnote. From a distance, its shape is unassuming, barely a meter long. Short legs, low to the ground, yet up close, it is a miniature war machine. Its jaws are crushing presses, claws are chisels, and its thick, flexible skin, almost 6 millimeters, acts as armor. Resistant to fangs and thorns, it can twist inside a predator's bite to counterattack from impossible angles. The silvery gray back and darker flanks serve as a silent warning, a signal every savanna predator has learned to read. Under the map of night, the ratel moves with its snout as a compass. It detects rodent burrows, tracks lizards, and follows the sweet, treacherous scent of hidden hives. Its digging is precise and powerful, opening tunnels like unlocking a padlock. Every rustle of roots, every waft of scent guides it toward food. Nothing edible escapes its notice: larvae, insects, eggs hidden underground, carrion, small mammals, reptiles. If it encounters a turtle, it attacks with patience and precision, wedging its snout under the shell and gnawing until the barrier gives way. Its relationship with honey borders on legend. The ratel locates hives by the faint vibration of buzzing, tears them open with rough claws, and endures a relentless storm of stings. Its skin bleeds in tiny dots, eyes water, fur bristles, but it does not retreat. It devours wax and honeycomb with the obstinacy of one who considers pain a minor toll. If the savanna could roll its eyes, it would, here comes that little demon again. But its reputation was built not on desert, but on battle. A python, coiled like endless muscle, misjudges its strength, thinking a squeeze will suffice. The trapped ratel twists inside its own hide as if changing armor, sinking its teeth into the scaly spiral. The snake tightens, loosens, and tightens again, The badger bites, bites, bites until the deadly embrace breaks and the night fills with air once more. The same applies to underestimated felines. A leopard descends with lethal elegance. A young lion tests with aggressive curiosity. The honey badger bristles, growls with ancient fury, strikes at paws and muzzles. It does not win by size, it wins by warning, "I will cost more than I'm worth." Often, the larger predator moves on. Not even packs intimidate it entirely. African wild dogs, masters of coordination, circle, bark, and probe. The badger sweeps in a semicircle, back arched, snapping at the first paw that nears, then pivots and strikes again. It is no fool. If the odds are too great, it withdraws with the same icy precision with which it attacked. Choosing its battles is another form of courage. By day, the relentless sun beats down on the savannah, and the honey badger vanishes into its labyrinth of tunnels. Deep burrows or abandoned dens, transformed into fortresses, become its refuge. Here, it rests, tends to stings and cuts, licks wounds with deliberate care, and regains strength. When raising young, these tunnels serve as nurseries. Tiny, dark-furred pups, with eyes still closed, learn the world through scent and touch before sight. The mother guides them through narrow corridors, teaching them to read the earth, to recognize the hollow sound of termite galleries, or the distinct vibration of a scorpion beneath a stone. Its agility confounds anyone who mistakes small size for weakness. When necessary, the badger bursts into sprints, reaching up to 30 kilometers per hour, climbs rough logs using hooked claws, and slips through thorny thickets as though the brambles were silk. It thrives in spaces others cannot enter, where lions cannot reach, hyenas cannot follow, and humans seldom look. In these overlooked corners, it builds its advantage. During the harsh dry season, the world tightens. Rivers that once gleamed silver shrink into muddy pools, and the wind carries the taste of thirst. Many creatures migrate in search of rain-soaked pastures. But the honey badger stays. It clings to ancient trails, digs deep roots, scrapes bleached bones, and steals cleverly hidden eggs. Tenacity replaces abundance. Sometimes, that stubbornness comes at a cost. A pack of hyenas corners it. The odds stacked against a single small body. The badger growls, strikes, and bites. But when it realizes the numbers are overwhelming, it twists, vanishes, and reappears meters away as if the Earth itself had reborn it. Occasionally, fortune turns with violence. A lurking leopard thinks the outcome is certain. Pounce, claw, bite. The badger rolls, dodges, and counters with a sharp, furious snap of its jaws, striking at the face, the muzzle, wherever it hurts most. Surprised by a ferocity beyond its expectations, the feline hesitates for a moment, just long enough for the badger to disappear like smoke into the night. Some nights, the honey badger treks kilometers under a sky pierced with stars. Its tracks form a cryptic alphabet. Only the savannah can read termite mounds here. A hidden nest there, a carcass left by a scavenger over there. By dawn, the traces tell an entire story written while the world slept. The honey badger is more than a catalogue of feats. It embodies a code. Its philosophy of life can be summed up in 3 words: persist, endure, strike. It boasts no elegance, no size, only results. Within its small shadow lies a truth the savannah respects. Immortality is not living forever, but refusing to yield while a shred of strength remains. So when the night wind carries sounds most would fear, the badger sharpens its senses, puffs its chest, and moves forward. In a world of grass, dust, fangs, and venom, it is a warrior who defies the script of the mighty. And as long as Africa holds thickets to hide in, tunnels to dig, and hives to conquer, the honey badger will continue writing its legend one bite at a time. Dawn breaks over the taiga with the quiet of a held breath. Mist threads itself through birches and firs, while slanting light falls like a cold blessing across moss and stone. Along the Kamchatka River, where waters pulse with an ancient rhythm, a solemn shadow emerges. The brown bear needs no introduction. Its sheer size commands silence. Standing over 2 meters tall, it moves with the discretion of a seasoned hunter, wasting nothing, not a gesture, not a breath. Beneath the silver surface, red salmon fight upstream. The river erupts in splashes and flashes, Every leaping fish declares a single-minded purpose to return home. Along the banks, bears take positions as if inherited from past summers by a rapid behind a boulder at the mouth of a calm pool. They wait. Here, patience is a predator's finest tool. An experienced male steps onto the icy riverbed. The current lashes at his legs like crystal whips, but he does not yield. His amber gaze calculates the moment. A strike flashes, the salmon leaps and lands within the arch of his claws, its slick weight thudding against his chest. On the shore, the bear lays the fish on gravel, pressing its belly until the red eggs burst like beads on a necklace. He licks them, storing pure energy beneath his skin for the approaching winter that already whispers in the air. Downstream, the scene softens. A mother bear wades in with her two cubs. She teaches them to read the current through their paws, to brace their bodies diagonally to avoid being swept away, to anticipate a fish's path from the faintest ripple. One cub slips, emerging spluttering, shaking off the water and its blunder. The mother remains calm, repeating the motion, showing them again. In the taiga, learning is relentless. Summer brings abundance, but it is earned wild berries staining muzzles, insects crunching beneath the tongue, roots dug from soft earth. Everything turns into fat, a hidden bank from which life will be drawn when the world falls beneath snow. Winter does not arrive, it descends. First, it shortens the days, then creeps into the shadows, and finally locks the trails beneath white barriers. Riverbanks vanish. The water lies silent under cracking ice. Then the bear seeks shelter, a hollow in the bank, a cave hidden by roots, the dark belly of an old trunk. Here, hibernation is not a romantic sleep, but precise calculation. The heart slows. Breathing lingers like a tired pendulum. Summer reserves burn steadily, month after month. If the mother has cubs, the den becomes a nursery. 2 or 3 warm shapes crawl blindly over her fur. Her milk is both promise and presence. Outside, the wind sharpens the forest. Inside, life condenses into a cloud of breath. When the ice fractures and a trickle of water begins to speak again at the river's edge, spring pins its first ray of light. The mother nudges through the soil and emerges with her cubs. They shiver at the novelty, blinking as if the world is too bright. Outdoor lessons begin turning stones to find larvae, lifting their muzzles to read invisible messages, tracking the footprints of foxes, the shadow of eagles, discerning the river's murmur from the snap that signals danger. tiger does not offer lessons without tests. In a quiet bend of the river, a mother bear faces a formidable obstacle. A massive male, freshly emerged from his own shadows, hunger etched into his ribs, ambition burning in his eyes. In this forest, territory is negotiated with roars and scars. He steps forward. She holds her ground, refusing to yield. Their collision is abrupt. Like two logs crashing down, a rapid claws rake furrows, bites tear pelts. Bodies collide with the weight of mountains. There is no spectacle here, only protocol. After what feels like eternity, the male retreats, bleeding from the shoulder, emitting a bitter growl. The mother pants, intact, her cubs tremble, learning a lesson both brief and profound sometimes. Staying put is survival itself. Hunger, however, is an animal that never sleeps. Days pass, and the great male wanders alone through new clearings. The wind carries whispers, a hint of fear, a trace of sweat, the memory of hooves on the earth. He pauses, ears alert, nose to the air, reading the forest with a precision only his body understands. A deer grazes unsuspecting among the willows. The bear sinks slightly, molding his bulk into shadow, closing the distance along a diagonal both awkward and fast. The attack erupts in a whirlwind. The deer leaps too late, slips in the mud. A claw finds its mark. A jaw clamps down. Then silence returns to the tiger. Steam rises from the warm body, and every ounce of fat regains its purpose. Between seasons, the brown bear moves like a ruler without a throne. Authority is not proclaimed, it is exercised. He scratches trees like a scribe, leaves scent marks along familiar boundaries, returns to favored fishing spots, abandons clearings once the berries are gone. He does not rule over others. He governs his hunger, his fatigue, his fear. That is the harshest kingdom of all. On clear summer days, the river reflects broken silver once more. Bears resume their stations as musicians take their places. The mother teaches her cubs the first ritual bite, while the male conserves energy with the solemn precision of a great animal. Above, an eagle traces questions in the sky. Along the banks, a fox measures distances with a thief's eyes. The forest moves in shared rhythm. The silent sovereign crosses between spruces, leaving deep impressions in the mud, brushing against a wet trunk. He seeks no witness, never has. His crown is the fat he earned, his cloak, the coat that survived frost, his scepter, the claw that parts the river when needed. When twilight finally claims the day and the tiger turns blue, the bear sits briefly on a gravel bank, listening to what only his kind can hear, the forest's secret calendar. Then he rises and slips back into the shadows. Tomorrow, if the current is favorable, he will return to the same bend. The day after, if the wind carries the scent of wild honey, he will move upriver. Year after year, he inscribes his biography on this landscape, erased by water but remembered by hunger. In a world that forgives little but rewards the strong and enduring, the brown bear does not question, he asserts. He moves through snowstorms and swarms of mosquitoes, endures winters that would shatter iron, protects cubs and riverbanks with calm ferocity. When the river sings of summer and the sky echoes ice, his enormous, silent figure restores the ancient order. Here commands the one who knows patience, conservation, timing, and when necessary, power. This is the law of the tiger, and he is its oldest enforcer. The African sunrise spreads its light across a calm river, turning the surface into a mirror of the clear sky. But beneath this peaceful scene lies a hidden giant. Only a pair of eyes and nostrils break the water-silent watchtowers of a hippopotamus, the heavyweight guardian of Africa's wetlands. It may seem tranquil, yet few animals command as much respect. This colossal creature can weigh more than 1,300 kilograms. Its jaws, capable of opening almost 180 degrees, reveal half-meter tusks engineered for both intimidation and deadly defense. Though it feeds on plants, its unpredictable nature makes it one of the most formidable animals on the continent. Even lions proceed with caution when a hippo stands its ground. During the sweltering daylight hours, hippos remain submerged. They do not swim like fish. Instead, they walk along the riverbed or push off with tremendous power, drifting like immense living buoys. The water shields their delicate skin from the scorching sun and keeps their body temperature steady. But once night falls, the river releases its giants. Hippos emerge in single file, journeying for kilometers under moonlight in search of fresh grass. They may consume up to 40 kilograms in a single night, carving ancient pathways through the savanna that connect water and land. Hippos are social beings, gathering in groups of 10 to 30 under the authority of a dominant male. His rule is asserted through booming calls, aggressive charges, and impressive displays of his massive tusks, rituals that leave no doubt about who controls the territory. With dominance comes exclusive mating rights, earned through clashes where enormous bodies collide like moving mountains, sending waves exploding across the river. When a female is close to giving birth, she withdraws from the herd. She finds a quiet, sheltered inlet where she delivers her calf after 8 months of gestation. The newborn, weighing between 30 and 50 kilograms, instinctively floats and dives within minutes. The mother protects it with unwavering devotion, nursing underwater, shielding it from threats, and never letting it drift far. Her vigilance speaks for itself. Approaching her calf is a dangerous mistake. But even here, danger is never far. Crocodiles, masters of patience and stealth, wait along muddy banks. When a hippo group returns to bask in the sun, the reptiles sometimes attempt to claim the shoreline. The response is immediate explosive snorts, deep bellows, and a forceful advance. Water erupts in a storm of foam as tusks meet ancient jaws. Eventually, the crocodiles pull back, slipping into the murky depths. It's not defeat, just strategy. They will wait for another chance. The dry season turns the river into a battlefield. Water shrinks into scattered pools. Plants wither under the relentless heat, and the air grows heavy and suffocating. In such harsh conditions, every creature becomes more tense, more aggressive. A young hippo, driven by curiosity, wanders just a few meters away from its mother. It has no idea that, hidden in the brush, a group of hungry lions watches with unblinking, predatory focus. The ambush feels inevitable. But the mother senses the threat. She unleashes a deep, thunderous roar that ripples across the savannah, then charges forward with unstoppable force. Her massive body moves like a living avalanche, and the lions scatter in panic. A cloud of dust rises. The danger fades, and the calf quickly returns to her side. Once again, raw power and maternal instinct prevent disaster. Yet the message is unmistakable in Africa. A single moment of distraction can mean the end. Day after day, the calves learn under the constant vigilance of their mothers. They discover how to sink beneath the surface without drowning, how to rise for air, which parts of the river offer safety, and which hide silent threats. They grow up in a world where every step carries risk, a place where survival is never guaranteed. When night falls and the moon casts a pale glow over the river, the hippos rise from the water in procession. Their massive shapes move through the darkness in search of fresh grazing grounds. From a distance, they look like walking hills. In those moments, the swamp reveals its true rulers. They may not roar like lions or hunt with the speed of cheetahs, but their sheer strength and fierce temperament command respect without needing spectacle. And so, night after night, generation after generation, these giants maintain their dominion. They are the guardians of Africa's waterways, the titans that bridge the worlds of land and river. And as long as crocodiles lurk in silence and lions wait in the tall grass, the hippo will continue to remind all who enter its domain that it remains the undisputed master of the swamp. The sun rises slowly over the African savanna, and the cool dawn air becomes a golden veil that settles across the dry grasslands. From the edge of the sparse woodland, delicate silhouettes emerge, gliding effortlessly into the open plains. They are Impala's silent queens in a land that shows no mercy. Their slender bodies, standing nearly 90 centimeters at the shoulder, are built for elegance. Their reddish coats glow beneath the first light of morning, contrasting with the soft white of their underbellies. Every step moves like a dance, every gesture an expression of pure agility. The males carry proudly their crescent-shaped horns, almost a meter long. These are not merely weapons, they are crowns that set them apart. Under the sun, the horns gleam like ancient blades, a reminder that in the savanna, beauty is always intertwined with conflict. Life for an impala is a choreography of constant alertness. Their wide, bright eyes catch even the slightest movement. Their upright ears spin like tireless radars. Though gentle herbivores, they possess a secret advantage: speed. An impala can leap more than 9 meters in a single bound and climb 3 meters into the air to evade a predator. Their escape is not chaotic, it is a practiced art. Their high leaps, or pronks, bewilder their pursuers while signaling power and stamina to the rest of the herd. Impalas live in large, orderly groups. A quiet structure governs their lives. Females gather with their young, while males defend territories at the edges. But when the mating season arrives, the savanna transforms into a battlefield. Males clash in ancient-seeming duels. Their roars fuse with the crack of horns colliding. Dust rises like smoke from a distant war. The two rivals twist, shove, and lock their horns in a fierce dance. In these moments, predators and horizons fade away. There is only the fight for the right to pass on life. The victor secures mates and territory. The defeated retreats, carrying the scars of a lost challenge. Yet beneath this disciplined beauty, danger is always near. The cheetah, the fastest hunter of the plains, watches from the tall grass. Its amber eyes measure every movement with perfect precision. Its spotted body presses against the sunburned earth, vanishing into the landscape. The distance is short, 30 meters a gap, that for this hunter means near certainty. The chosen impala grazes quietly, unaware that fate has already drawn its line. Then the silence shatters. The cheetah launches into a devastating sprint, releasing stored power through flawless muscles. The impala reacts instantly, twisting, leaping, weaving in zigzags. Dust and tension explode into the air. For a moment, it seems she might escape, her leaps keeping her just ahead of the shadow behind her. But the predator anticipates her every move. One final leap, a grip on the throat, and the chase ends. The prey falls still. The herd scatters in panic, and once again, silence settles over the land, as if the savanna itself erases what happened only moments earlier. Hours pass, and the sun turns the plains into a furnace of dust and light. The impala herd makes its way toward the Save River, drawn by the promise of water that quenches thirst and restores strength. The shimmering surface reflects a peaceful landscape, but beneath it waits another predator, motionless as an ancient statue. A Nile crocodile, over 4 meters long, lies in ambush. Only its eyes break the surface, tracking every movement with cold patience. The impalas know the danger. They approach cautiously, ears tense, steps deliberate. They drink in shifts, never letting their guard fall. But a single moment of inattention is enough. The water erupts in a violent burst. The crocodile's jaws snap shut around its target. The victim is dragged beneath the murky current. Panic explodes frantic leaps, desperate sprints toward the bushes, and within seconds, it is over. The river returns to calm, as if the struggle beneath its surface had never happened. Along the riverbank, the impalas slowly come together again. The frantic breathing fades, replaced by a steady calm. No cries linger for the lost. There is no room for mourning here. Life moves forward because the wild offers no pause. In this unforgiving world, every sip of water carries danger. Every sunrise offers another chance, and every shifting shadow could be the beginning of an end. Impalas embody both elegance and fragility. They are favored targets for countless hunters, yet they remain symbols of endurance. Their beauty, their extraordinary leaps, and their disciplined way of surviving have made them quiet icons of the African plains. Under the relentless sun, surrounded by predators that never tire, they keep moving, leaping, and adapting. They are discreet rulers of the grasslands, guided by agility and constant awareness. And as long as the savanna stretches across this continent, the sound of their hooves will continue to echo the rhythm of life in Africa. The Namib Desert awakens beneath a punishing sun. Heat ripples through the air. Dunes shimmer like molten waves, and the landscape feels devoid of life. Yet, cutting across this vast, silent wilderness moves a regal figure. It is the oryx, the antelope with saber-like horns, a warrior shaped by fire and drought, and a symbol of endurance in one of the toughest environments on Earth. Its pale, sandy coat blends seamlessly with the desert, shielding it from the desert's scorching light. Dark markings run along its body like ancient war paint, reducing heat absorption and helping it vanish into the dunes. Its long, straight horns often stretch beyond a meter, sharp and formidable. They are natural blades, powerful enough to wound even Africa's top predators. Among herbivores, few possess such fearsome defenses. The oryx strides confidently across the soft sand. Its broad hooves provide stability, allowing it to move through terrain where other animals would falter. Positioned high on its skull, its large eyes offer nearly a full panorama, enabling it to detect danger from afar. Combined with an exceptional sense of smell and hearing, the oryx can locate hidden water sources or patches of fresh vegetation long before others sense their presence. These antelopes live in organized herds, living fortresses bound by cooperation. Females safeguard the young, while males protect their territory. Leadership is earned through intense confrontations that resemble ancient knightly duels. Two oryx lower their horns, muscles coiled, dust swirling around them. When they clash, the impact echoes like clashing metal. They push, twist, and strike with relentless force. The victor wins the right to lead. The defeated steps aside, waiting for another chance. In the world of the Oryx, peace is forged through strength. During the harshest months, when the desert becomes an oven of heat and silence, herds travel great distances in search of food and water. Their remarkable physiology allows them to endure temperatures fatal to most animals. They slow their metabolism to preserve moisture and can even raise their body temperature to avoid sweating. In the stillness of the Namib, the Oryx carries an ancient survival code, a mastery of life where death seems certain. One morning, beneath an unforgiving sky, a herd grazes beside a thorny bush. Their bodies form a barricade of horns, a defensive wall against predators. But in the nearby brush, golden shapes linger, a pride of lions watches, each movement deliberate. A seasoned lioness signals the attack, a roar erupts, and chaos explodes across the sand. The oryx scatter, but the dominant males do not flee blindly. They wheel around, lowering their horns like spears, and charge with startling power. One lion is struck hard and falls back, wounded. The herd uses that brief opening to escape. On that day, the oryx remind the desert that they are not merely prey, they are fighters. The brief, rainy season ushers in a new rhythm of life. Parched ground suddenly bursts with green shoots, and the herd enters its breeding period. After 8 months of carrying their young, the females move quietly through dunes and shrubs, seeking hidden places to give birth. Their newborns must stand within minutes, for hesitation in the desert can mean the end. The mothers remain constantly alert, guarding every step, ready to throw themselves between their offspring and any approaching threat. One afternoon, the horizon ripples with danger. Cheetahs swift, precise, and deadly advance together. Their spotted bodies blend seamlessly with the dry grass as they draw closer. At the silent command of instinct, they sprint forward with lightning speed. The oryx herd scatters in fear, but suddenly, driven by an ancient survival code, they turn back to face the assault. Their horns gleam like polished blades under the sun. With powerful charges, they force the cheetahs to retreat. Once again, The desert proves that the oryx is not merely prey, it is a fierce and unyielding defender. The oryx stands as a symbol of endurance, dignity, and steadfast strength amid harsh conditions. Its days are shaped by scorching heat, shifting sands, scarcity, and constant threats, yet also by unity and fierce determination. In each sharpened horn lies the legacy of centuries of survival. And with every step across the Namib, they affirm that as long as this ancient desert endures, its sword-horned warriors will continue to walk with pride and an unbreakable spirit.